Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
Hi, this week we have two webinars on 20th July Saturday that are of your interest. First is exploring the global luxury consumption landscapes at 10 a.m. in the morning, and second is securing the golden years, a comprehensive health insurance for senior citizens. So don't miss out this opportunity. Please register. Thank you.
In a consultation paper, SEBI has proposed a new asset class, something that will stand between mutual funds and portfolio management services, ideally catering to investors with a higher minimum ticket size of somewhere between 10 to 50 lakhs and with a higher risk appetite. In this video, we are going to try and see what are the advantages and disadvantages of a scheme like this. So first, let's try to look at what SEBI is trying to achieve with this new category. They are quite worried that many investors, especially in the higher ticket size category, are falling for unauthorized and unregulated schemes. So we've all seen stories in the newspapers, or we've come across instances where people have been defrauded of their money by falling for either WhatsApp schemes or online schemes where investors are being promised very good returns through an unauthorized service provider. So to curb this, SEBI thinks that having a category that will give investors the opportunity to be more aggressive in their investments under the umbrella of regulation and authorized service providers might actually be better for investor protection. Now, the intent is very good, but let's look at some of the disadvantages or some of the drawbacks of having a scheme like this. The first thing is that it still does not address the main problem that is drawing investors to these schemes. Investors are moving to unauthorized service providers only based on past returns or the promise of very high returns. Now, we are seeing many investors enter into certain segments, whether it's in the form of NFOs, whether it's in small and mid caps, all based on past returns. They don't seem to have a clear understanding of what an average return looks like. They don't seem to have a clear understanding of what their own risk appetite or risk preferences are, or even what their investment objectives are. So whenever you will have a period of high past performance, you will see monies moving into these schemes, whether they are mutual funds, whether they are portfolio management services, or even if it is this new asset class that is going to be in the market. This is the first drawback. The second drawback is that it is only going to add more confusion to investors. What do I mean by this? At the end of the day, equity is equity. Whether you do it through stocks, whether you do it through a small case portfolio or something similar to that, whether you do it with an unregulated or unregistered entity, whether you do it through mutual funds, at the end of the day, your asset allocation exposure is towards equity. When we add more categories like this, we are only going to make investors think that mutual fund equity investing is different from this new asset class of equity investing, which is different from portfolio management services, which could be different from AIFs. But that is not always the case. The style can be different, but the underlying asset exposure is the same. And investors need to understand that to have a more balanced and wholesome approach to investments. The third problem that it's failing to address is things like investor behavior, right? You have an absolutely fantastic tool in terms of systematic investment plans, and we've all seen the data in terms of how much gross SIPs have grown, right? But this month there's been insights on how your net SIPs have actually not been growing that much. So you have investors moving from one set of SIPs to another set of SIPs, and this is not a very productive investment plan, right? Because you're churning your portfolio, you're not benefiting from compounding, you're not staying invested in a theme long enough, you don't get the benefits of cost averaging if you keep switching in and out of your systematic investment plans. So if we wanted to ensure that investors are safer and choosing more productive avenues for their investments, there could be different ways to achieve this. If you have any ideas, you can respond to the SEBI consultation paper, or you can leave them in the comments to this video.